When I was little, I mean age. No, not like that, like 10 or something. Thank you, that's better. When I was little, I vividly remember going up to my mother crying because I was scared to grow up. I was so used to living in this nice sheltered world under my parents' arms where I didn't have any responsibility and nothing I did really mattered because at the end of the day I could just go home and live in my nice happy little life. And I was worried that if I grew up all of this was going to go away. The future to me at the time seemed like something that was infinitely more scary than what I could ever imagine. The idea of real independence and responsibility really scared me for some reason. But it was what my mother told me next really encouraged me for my future. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, don't need them. Oh, there we go. She told me that when she was a child, she had the exact same conversation with her parents, how she didn't want to grow up and, well, how she wanted to live under the fountain of youth forever. But as she matured, she realised growing up isn't all that bad. You know, she met my dad, she got a nice job, she had my sister, and then eventually they had me. Whether or not that's worth bragging about, well, that's up to you to decide, I guess. That made me realise, though, that if she did decide to never grow up and stay as a child like one of those weird fetish baby things for the rest of her life, I would not be here today. But why am I talking about this? Well, the other day I was reading Spider-Man Life Story, and it made me remember this moment between me and my mum. The story situates the Spider-Man we all know and love, but instead of him being stuck forever at just under the age of 30, each of the 6 issues depicts a new decade in his life, starting off in the 60s and finishing in the 2010s with all aging included. I feel like this story was something that has been desperately needed for Spider-Man fans for so long, to not only just show how good Chip can be if he was allowed to write on ASM, but to show how important change is within the character. As we've seen time and time again though, growth has tried to be implemented into Spider-Man but is ultimately revoked by stories like One More Day and Paul. Just Paul. And for all you casual Spider-Man viewers out there, we all hate Paul. That's just, everyone can agree on that. But that's where I feel like stories like Ultimate Spider-Man and the book this video is about, Spider-Man So, sorry about that. That happens all the time when I'm starting to film these videos for some reason. But stories like Ultimate Spider-Man and Life Story are really important to young impressionable readers, I feel. Even though those core values I touched upon before are still applicable to modern times, with it being presented in an old fashion, and it can be really hard to understand what Lee and Ditko were really going for here. I mean, it's no longer the norm to just eat lead paint and beat your children for doing the wrong thing. And that's why I feel like it's so hard to modernise such an iconic character to modern generations. But through Spider-Man Life Story, we see Peter grow from being a young, inexperienced wall crawler to a veteran superhero handing out advice for the next generation of superheroes. We see how that changing of life was really beneficial to Peter as a character, and by no means am I saying Peter still had a merry life. No, it was still heavily graced with the infamous Parker luck, resulting in the death of Gwen Stacy and other loved ones. But these changes all led for him to become the veteran I was talking about. If he didn't put himself through those trials and keep pushing when the times are tough, he wouldn't be the gold standard as to what the next generation of superheroes want to become. We all know that Peter was an incredibly gifted kid, and by all means, if he never took up the mantle of Spider-Man, he'd be a multi-millionaire. But he had a gift and he knew that he needed to change his life with it. If he was scared of change, he would have kept his powers to himself and he would have done nothing with them. But he wasn't raised like that, and I feel that no one is raised like that, and I know that for a matter of fact. If you have a gift, talent, or passion for something, I know that you really want to do something with it. I understand that it's going to be the hardest thing in the world to find your spider bite that enables you to do those amazing things. But are you willing to let that change occur based on chance, on some just freak science experiment gone away? Or is there something that you can change within yourself? Unbeknownst to every time I've wished it, there will never be that radioactive spider. So I have to do it myself. I have to, bite myself, I guess. And you should too. Find that passion and change your life with it. Pile update.
Once again, skip to here if you don't want to watch the pile update. But anyway, since the last one, I have read this, that one, that, and that. I have literally bought no other new books because I am broke and I've just started uni. But keen-eyed viewers would have noticed that the setup is different. So I've actually moved houses and I've got this really cool bookshelf, and watch this, ready? Hey Google, lights to red. It looks, I've done this really cool effect. But yeah, I've got all my Berserk books and whatnot, but I've still got a whole bunch of books that still need to go up. But I'm just worried because it's starting to bend forward, so my dad's going to help me structure that a bit better. And then that's the setup. Oh, that's where you're being made. Look, you can still, you're being made there. But yeah, anyway, I've still got a whole bunch of books still to go up there as well. But yeah, that's the end of the pile update for this video. Life update, the Lego Death Star is broken, and it didn't even happen in the cool way in the Spider-Man movie. Because you're not real, huh? You're never gonna be real. Yeah, now I'm just left with a broken Lego Death Star, so life's going pretty sucky. This gives me an idea for a new segment I can do where I slowly try and put the Death Star back together over the next couple of videos, I guess. But I just want to use this time to say thank you to all the new people that have subscribed over the past couple of days or week, I should say. Jack Silms reacted to one of my videos on his stream, and since then there's been Since then there's been a whole bunch of new people that have watched it, and even Jack Silms himself has actually subscribed to the channel now. So if you're seeing this, your forehead is huge, but I love you. I've been watching you since I was in about grade 5, so it's a really big honor. But yeah, sorry if the editing in this video has been a bit more in shambles. I've been struggling a fair bit with motivation to get this video out, because I've just been trying to work really hard in uni. But yeah, hopefully you liked how it turned out. So yeah, back to the video, and I'll keep you updated on the Lego build.
That's where I feel like there's a problem with a lot of people nowadays. We all, definitely me included, get obsessed with these god-like celebrities or fictional characters that live these perfect lives and just don't seem to age. Because to us they are these immortal creatures, and I think that is the reason why I was crying all these years ago now. I saw these superheroes in my comic books living these incredible adventures for so many decades, but yet they ceased to age, to really change, and that made me upset. I loved my life at the time, and all the characters that I looked to for inspiration, they never change. So if I do, what's going to happen to me? How do I know what my future beholds? Now, looking back, I wish I could give this book to prepubescent me and say, hey, change is going to be good, but you have to utilize what you have now to make sure that you can change into what you want to be. I'm not expecting this video to change a crackhead in San Antonio into becoming the next president because he has a passion for public speaking. But I want it to be the stepping stone to make even one person realize that change isn't bad, and that the benefits can be amazing if you just put in the work. I know firsthand that I've always had a passion to help people, that I feel most definitely stems from my lifelong obsession with superheroes. And if I wanted to do something with it, or I needed a change within myself, I've never been insanely smart to the point where I can just walk into an exam without studying and just ace it on the spot. I have done well because I put a lot of hard work, and that made me perform well, and I'm slowly going to be fulfilling my dream of helping people one day. And there were heaps of times of struggles where I just felt like giving up and quitting. But I looked to stories such as this for inspiration, and it encouraged me to know that, hey, even if I don't have a super soldier serum or a magic hammer, I have determination hidden within me that can change my life for the better. It's just how I use it. These people with all this power are nothing more than random people if they choose to do nothing with it. I mean, you could win the lottery for God's sake and have all the money in the world, but if you choose to do nothing with it, it's, nothing. So my question now to you is, what are you going to do? Will you let this be your metaphorical spider bite? Will you change for the good and become a greater version of yourself, using your passion as a driving force like seen in Spider-Man Life Story? Or do you choose to stay where you are and be like the regular old Spider-Man? with that, I'll see you in a month. Thank you everyone for watching to this far. I've really enjoyed making this video. If no one knows, my favorite superhero is Spider-Man. I've got heaps of stories I would like to do about Spider-Man, but I'm going to try and pace it out over probably the next course of a year, because I don't want this just to be like a solely Spider-Man channel. But I am reading a fair bit more indie comics. Like at the moment, I'm reading Hellboy, and I reckon that's what my next comic book video is going to be about. But yeah, I'm really liking all the suggestions for feedback and improvement I'm getting from, you know, friends and people that are watching it. A lot of people commenting about my, my butthole on the last video. But I don't know. I'm really enjoying the creative process of writing new videos and stuff like that. So if you have any suggestions, I would really appreciate if you'd leave them down below, as well as a like and a subscribe. But I'll see you in a month for real now.